the Autism Now What podcast. Today, I'm speaking to my son, Eli, about all things autism. In 2020, the CDC reported that 1 in 54 children in the US is diagnosed with autism. In South Africa, although there is not an official board taking statistics on the autism diagnosis, we know that the numbers are very similar to the numbers in the US. Autism has become a global crisis. The United Nations declared 2 April World Autism Awareness Month to highlight the need to help improve the quality of life of those individuals living with autism. Eli, what is your message to our listeners today around 2 April marking World Autism Awareness Day and the month of April?
To be honest, I hate the word awareness because we can be aware of a problem, but that doesn't mean that we're going to do anything about it. Autism is a very novel and new illness, and it is very much neglected by the medical community. I feel that the best name that it should be is Autism Action Month, because action critically needs to be taken. People need to invest time, money, and research to autism because according to these current rising statistics, if action isn't taken soon, the repercussions will be completely devastating.
Eli, I'm going to ask you a simple question. What is autism?
It's a simple question with quite a complicated answer. Autism is a serious neurodevelopmental disorder that impairs one's ability to communicate and interact. And this can range from not being able to fit in a social environment and having social deficits to not being able to speak and being completely non-verbal, and you cannot utter one full complete sentence. Children are not born with autism. They develop autism within the first few years of their life. And this is because they are born with a genetic predisposition. And when the child is exposed to an environmental trigger, it will cause this mutated gene to express, and hence autism will develop. I feel that the best definition that sums up autism was said by Dr. Brian Jepson in his book, Changing the Course of Autism, where he says, autism is merely one symptom of an underlying disease process that affects the immunological system, the gastrointestinal system, the toxicological system, as well as the neurological system. And this means that children with autism are very ill. They have many different problems affecting the different systems of their body, and this needs to be treated. Recovery is possible. The methodology that is used to treat autism is called ABA, which stands for Applied Behavior Analysis. And it is an evidence-based treatment to autism, and it is supported by medical aid in the US by 52 states. And coupled with this ABA methodology, a biomedical intervention is needed to help these children with these underlying causes and problems that they are facing. And together with this methodology and treatment, autism is treatable and recovery is possible.
Absolutely. Now, Eli, tell us about what it feels like to be David's brother. Put us in the picture.
It's very difficult being David's brother, and it pains me very much seeing the challenges that he faces on a daily basis. David is completely nonverbal and cannot speak, and it is very frustrating for him, and it pains me to see him like this, where he can't express his needs and his wants. And a lot of the time, David does feel very sick, as I mentioned previously, with autism having many medical challenges. And David also has seizures, and he feels sick afterwards. that it's really devastating for me to see him in such a way. I bear a very big responsibility to make sure that he's okay and well looked after and doesn't get into any trouble.
Absolutely. And I think now that we've heard Eli's experience living with a brother with autism, 2 April for me and for our family is certainly not a day to celebrate. Eli, what are some of the most prevalent misconceptions that people have regarding autism?
Firstly, children with autism do not have these immense superpowers and incredible capabilities. And in movies such as Rain Man or The Good Doctor, people with autism are portrayed to have these incredible abilities, and it is a myth. It is not true. It's very frustrating for me when people come to me and they think that David has these awesome abilities, when in fact, he struggles to do the very things that me and you take for granted on a daily basis.
So according to TACA, that's the Autism Community in Action in the United States, here are some statistics on autism. 41% of autistic children are non-speaking. The average life expectancy for autism is 36 years of age as compared to individuals without autism who live to at least 72 years of age. The reason for this is that 49% of autistic individuals wander, which causes huge safety concerns. Parents literally have to watch them 24/7, or they could get out the house or get lost at the shop. I mean, as a parent raising a son with autism, I don't take my eyes off David. 40% of autistic individuals suffer from anxiety. 53% have sleep issues, 38% have seizures, only 14% have jobs in the community. The lifetime social costs of autism. In the US, there was a study that shows trillions of dollars it's cost thus far and will cost in the future because of the rate of increase in the prevalence of the diagnosis.
As my mom has just highlighted how serious and terrible the effects that autism has, not only on the individuals with autism, but on society as a whole, I would like to address the issue with autism acceptance. Today, there is a large community of autistic adults, and they have these Facebook groups or on Instagram. They say that we should accept autism, and the media, social media, has become very swayed and manipulated to think that we should accept autism. Autism acceptance to me means that I should accept that David cannot speak, my brother, and I must accept all these difficulties that he faces. Saying this out loud seems absolutely ludicrous. Why in the world would anybody want to accept this devastating illness?
It is correct. There has been a lot of bullying and harassment of parents on social media around this topic. Eli, what is your message to the listeners today?
My message to everyone is that autism is treatable and recovery is possible, and to not give up hope at all. You need to take action. Don't just sit around and be aware of the knowledge that you've gained today by watching this video. Take action with this knowledge. Send this video to a couple of people who you think would benefit from gaining this knowledge. Give a like to this video and give any comments that you feel that you have about autism.
Thanks everyone for joining us today for the Autism Now What podcast.